Very, very good morning to all of you, my friends. Welcome back. I hope you guys revised the concepts, whatever I have discussed in the previous two sessions. Further, I hope you guys were able to solve few questions of study material and past practice manual. Yes, Sanya just started. Very good morning, Gajendra. Very good morning, Mr. Chakravarti. So I hope you guys have revised what I have discussed till now. If you guys have any conceptual queries relating to the last two sessions, you guys can please post your query. Waiting for your queries first, then we'll start with the next part of the chapter. Sushil Kumar, sir, yesterday last problem was difficult. Please explain again. So I request Sushil, I think I have discussed the last problem in detail. Further, still, if you are finding it difficult, you can check the recorded lecture. Else, you can write a mail to ICAI and personally address your query, Sushil. Don't worry. So anyone having any doubts, queries, can please post your queries. Till now, we have discussed few points. So let me summarize what I have discussed till now. When talking about marginal costing, it's based on 5 terms, that is sales minus variable cost, we get contribution. Contribution minus fixed cost will get profit. Thereafter, we started with PV ratio. PV ratio is contribution divided by sales into 100. Further, PV ratio will remain constant at all the level of sales. Very important, guys. PV ratio will remain constant at all the level of sales. However, if the question is clearly mentioning that there is change in selling price per unit or variable cost per unit, then only the PV ratio will change. Thereafter, we discussed break-even sales, wherein it is fixed cost divided by PV ratio. And if you want to calculate it in units, it is fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Thereafter, we discussed desired sales, wherein if you want to calculate it in rupees, it is fixed cost plus desired profit divided by PV ratio. If you want to calculate it in units, it is fixed cost plus desired profit divided by contribution per unit. Thereafter, we discussed margin of safety, wherein we discussed how margin of safety is calculated. When talking about the formula, it's actual sales minus break-even sales, or we can calculate it using one more way, wherein it's profit divided by PV ratio. So now, good morning, Shweta. Good morning, Divya. So now, let's proceed further with the next concept. Let's take a situation wherein the two period figures are given. Let's say 2020 and 2021. My sales is given, let's say 1 lakh and 2 lakh. My, let's say, profit is given, let's say 30,000 and 70,000. So if two period figures are given, then how to calculate PV ratio? So very simple, guys. Change in profit divided by change in sales into 100. So we can say there is a change of 40,000 in profit. The change in sales is 1 lakh in 200. So my PV ratio will be 40%. Further, if we want to calculate the fixed cost, so for 2020, my sales is 1 lakh. One second, guys. So my sales is 1 lakh. My variable cost will be 60,000. Since my PV ratio is 40%, so my contribution will be 40,000. Fixed cost will be my balancing figure since profit is given. So my profit is 30,000. So my fixed cost will be 10,000. Let's calculate it for 2021, wherein my sales is 2 lakh. So 40% is the contribution. So this will be 80,000. This will be 1,20,000. My profit is 70,000. Therefore, my fixed cost is 10,000. If you guys have any doubts or any queries, then you guys can please post your queries. Manish sir, are you there? One second. I can't find any queries. अभी पूरा वो data उड़ गया है शायद. Please keep the session on hold for a minute. सारा query का data उड़ गया है. Sorry for the break, guys. I was not receiving any queries. There was some updation process going on. So whatever the queries you have now, you can post the queries. All the earlier posts were deleted. Anyways, so this is the part. I request you guys to repost your queries because all the earlier queries, if posted by you, were deleted. So when talking about if the 2-period figures are given, let's say sales and profit, then when talking about the formula for the sale, it is change in profit divided by change in sales into 100. So the change in profit is 40,000 divided by change in sales is 1 lakh into 100. So this is how we'll get the PV ratio. And once PV ratio is calculated, we can easily calculate the fixed cost. I'm just calculating it for your reference, Sanya. Fixed cost will always be same. It is for your reference to recheck for your, for your confidence, I'm calculating this fixed cost. Fixed cost will always be the same. Let's take one more question. Let's say my sales is given 1 lakh, 2 lakh and 3 lakh. Further, the total cost is given. Let's say 1,30,000. And 1,80,000. So herein the sales and the total cost is given. So we can easily calculate the profit, wherein my profit here will be 70,000 and here it will be 1,20,000. So again, the change in profit will be my change in profit is 50,000 divided by my change in sales is 1 lakh into 100. So this will be 50%. Now a question for you guys. Let's say my sales is 1 lakh and 2 lakh. And my profit is in the first year, it is 15,000. There is a loss of 15,000 and in the second year, my profit is 10,000. So my change in sales is 1 lakh into 100. What will be the change in profit and what will be the PV ratio? Waiting for your answers, guys. In short, what will be the PV ratio? Waiting for your answers. What will be the change? What will be the PV ratio in this case? Quick, guys. I request you guys to post your answer. Okay, so I've got answer from Sanya. Your answer is correct. Very good, Sanya. Rest all waiting for your answers. What will be the PV ratio in this question? I've got answer from Mr. Chakravarti. Your answer is correct. Very good. Rohan Kumar, correct answer. Rest everyone waiting for your answers, guys. Okay, so Anmol Patwa, correct answer. Mr. Nagbala, incorrect answer. Mr. Nagbala. Mansi Sharma, incorrect answer. Divya, correct answer. Yes, Manohar, Shweta, Mr. Raghavan. So Mansi Sharma, Sai, Mansi Sharma and Mr. Nagbala, your answers are incorrect. Okay, Shweta, incorrect answer. Manohar, incorrect answer. Yes, Swati and Tanishka, are you guys present? Waiting for your answers, guys. Okay, Manohar Yadav, incorrect answer. Shweta, incorrect answer. Mohammad Akif, incorrect answer. Hardik and Gomti, your answers are correct. So, Mr. Nagbala, Mansi, Manohar, Shweta, your answers are incorrect. Ajay Chauhan, incorrect answer. Shweta, your answer is incorrect. Miss Ramlal, your answer is correct. Mohammad Akif, incorrect answer. For the students whose answers were incorrect, very simple. In the first year, there is a loss of 15,000, and in the second year, there is a profit of 10,000. Now it is correct, Mr. Manohar. Avinash, correct answer. So first year there is a loss of 15,000. In the second year there is a profit of 10,000. So overall change is how much? 25,000. 15,000 से zero हुआ और zero से 10,000 हुआ. So what is the change between year one and year two? What is the change between year one and year two? That is 10,000 was my year two minus 15,000 divided by 1 lakh. So it will be 25,000 is the change divided by 1 lakh into 100. So this will be 25%. Yes, Vardhan. Yes, Vardhan. I think I have not received your answer. This is the way you have to solve the question. Yashwardhan, I didn't receive your answer. Mr. Pratna Sarthi, correct answer. Shweta, what's wrong? Why you can't see the question? I think the board is visible to all. So this is the way you guys have to solve the question. So very important, guys. First year there is a loss of 15,000. Second year there is a profit of 10,000. So when talking about the change in year one and year two, it is of 25,000. So 25,000 divided by 1 lakh into 100, you'll get 25% as the PV ratio. Now it is correct, Shweta. I request you guys to please copy this explanation. Yes, Yashwardhan. A question for you guys. A manufacturer produces 2 lakh units at a cost of rupees 4.5. A manufacturer produces 2 lakhs unit at a product cost of 4.5 per unit. Later on, he produces 3,50,000. You are required to calculate. So a manufacturer produces 2 lakh units at a cost of 4.5 per unit. Later on, he produces 3,50,000 units at a cost of 4.20 per unit. When his fixed costs are decreased by 30%, you are required to calculate the variable cost and the original fixed cost. So waiting for your answers, guys. It's a simple mathematics question. I request you guys to please post your answers. A very simple question of mathematics. I've got answer from Sanya. Sanya, I'm waiting for both the answers, that is variable cost and fixed cost. I've got answer from Anmol also. It's a simple mathematics based question, guys. So Sanya, your answers are incorrect. Anmol, your answer is incorrect. Shweta, incorrect answer. So Sanya and Anmol, Shweta, all the answers are incorrect. I request you guys to please recheck your answers. This is the last basic question I'm discussing. Thereafter, we'll start with the decision-making part. No worries, Sanya. Again, it is incorrect. Yes, Mr. Vijay Raghavan, Yashvardhan. Waiting for your answers, guys. Rohan, Mr. Nagbala. Sanya, again, it is incorrect, my dear. Take your time, solve the question with patience. Giving you 2 to 3 minutes time to solve the question. Don't rush for the solution. Rohan Kumar, please post the fixed cost and the variable cost amount. I think your answers are incorrect. Still, I have not received correct answer from you guys. Okay, Sanya, again incorrect answer. Yes, Mr. Pratna Sarthi, Avinash, Mr. Nagbala, Hardik, Gomti, Sai Divya, Anmol, Manohar, Mohammed, Akif. Okay, Gomti, both the answers are incorrect. Okay, let me give you a hint. Let's assume variable cost per unit be X and fixed cost per unit be Y. Sorry, fixed cost total be Y. Then try to form a simultaneous equation and solve the question. This is the hint for you guys. Shweta, incorrect answer. A hint for you guys. Assume variable cost per unit be X and fixed cost in aggregate be Y, and try to frame a simultaneous equation and solve the question. Okay, so I've got answer from Rohan Kumar. Let me check Rohan. No, Rohan, incorrect answer again. Sanya, again incorrect answer. Don't use trial and error method, Sanya. Yes, it is close to your answer, but don't use trial and error method. Examiner is not going to give you option that whether it is correct or incorrect. Incorrect, Sanya. So let's start with the solution. It's a very easy and a very basic question. Let's assume variable cost per unit be X and fixed cost be Y. So in the first case, the total units manufactured are 2 lakh. So 2 lakh into X, we don't know the fixed cost plus Y. It should be equal to the total cost. That is 9 lakh. This is equation number 1. Second, 3,50,000 units into X. Since the fixed cost in the second year is decreased by 30%, so it will be 0.7Y. It should be equal to 3,50,000 into 4.2. You have to calculate the overall fixed cost and the variable cost per unit. So this will be 14,70,000. This will be equation number 2. I repeat again, 2 lakh units into variable cost per unit plus Y should be equal to 9 lakh. Similarly, 3,50,000 into X plus decreased by 30%. It means 0.7Y should be equal to 14,70,000. So let's equate it. If we multiply equation 1 by 0.7, so this will be 1,40,000 X plus 0.7Y is equals to 6,30,000. This will be 3,50,000 X plus 0.7Y should be equal to 14,70,000. Changing the sign. So 140 minus 350. This will be 2,10,000 X should be equal to 8,40,000. So we can say X is equals to 8,40,000 divided by 2,10,000. So my variable cost per unit will be 4. This is what my variable cost per unit. Now let's put it in value equation substituting in equation 1. So 2 lakh into X is 4 plus Y should be 9 lakh. So my Y will be 1 lakh. That is my fixed cost. So this is the correct answer. Shivranjini, please. Very good. So I got correct answer from Shivranjini and Manohar Yadav. Rest all answers, rest everyone answer is incorrect. Anmol Patwa, I think your fixed cost is correct, but your variable cost is incorrect. So the solution was very easy, but the point is you have to apply a bit of concepts. It's a very basic question of simultaneous equation. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your queries. So I got correct answer only from Shiv Ranjini. Rest all incorrect answer. No worries, Yashwardhan. It was 4.5 and 4.2. Mr. Pratna Sarthi, how equation was formed? So it's very simple. A manufacturer produces 2 lakh units at a cost of 4.5. So 2 lakh into 4.5, the total cost is 9 lakh. The formula for total cost is variable cost plus fixed cost. So my variable cost will be 2 lakh into X. That is the variable cost per unit is, let's say, X. So 2 lakh into X plus Y is my fixed cost. It should be 9 lakh. Similarly, equation 2 is also formed. Now, once the equation is formed, we can easily solve the question. So, Shweta, Yashwardhan, Divya, any doubts? Rohan? It's a very simple question, guys. Very true, Yashwardhan. But the point is, the practice is the key. The practice is the key. So it's like I'm not the best. I'm also learning. But the point is why I'm so good in all these things, because I have practiced a lot. Yes, Shweta, well said that we need to always remember 5 elements: sales, variable cost, fixed cost, profit. That's what I told you guys. This marginal costing is based on 5 terms: sales, variable cost, fixed cost, profit, and contribution. That's it. So very good, everyone. Anyways, that's okay. No worries. So Vaibhav Sharma, Anmol, hopefully, yes, Shweta, it was not a difficult question. Yes, Rohan, Anmol, any doubts? Mr. Vijay Raghavan, Gomti, Sanya, any doubts, Sanya? Very true, Mr. Yashwardhan. Yes, Sanya Fadke, any doubts? Avinash, I think most of the students were clueless how to start the question. How come, Weber? Yes, Sanya, you have posted many answers. So I hope this part is clear to you. In most of the cases, I'm getting correct answer from you, Sanya, but this time it was incorrect. Anyways, that's okay. Vaibhav Sharma, sir, I'm still getting 1 as fixed cost and 3.5 per unit as. See, it's very simple, Vaibhav. 2 lakh into x plus y should be 9 lakh, 3 lakh 50,000 into x plus 0.7 y is equals to 1470. So let's equate it. It is 2 lakh into 0.7. So this will be 1 lakh 40,000 plus 0.7 y. It should be equal to 9 lakh into 70%, 630. So 2 lakh 10,000 and this will be 8 lakh 40,000. So 840 divided by 210, it is 4. Further, you can cross tally also. See, you can cross tally your answer also, Weber. See, if you put the values, let's say fixed cost is 1 lakh and you have calculated variable cost as 3.5. So 3.5 into 2 lakh, you can recheck your answer also. So this will be 3.5 into 2 lakh, 7 lakh plus 1 lakh. It will be 8 lakh. Whereas our fixed cost is 9. Where in our question it is 9 lakh. You can check the total of fixed cost plus variable cost. Your total is 8 lakh and my total is 9 lakh as mentioned in the question. Prashant Kumar, I'm not getting your comments, my dear. That's okay, Sanya, no worries. Weber, the solution itself is there in the question. I mean, the final answer is itself there in the question that whatever the fixed and variable cost you are getting, the total should be 9 lakh. Yes, units are 2 lakh. So 2 lakh into 3.5, it will be 7 lakh plus 1 lakh, it will be 8 lakh. See, Sai Divya, please check the solution. I have given at a cost of 4.2 per unit when his fixed cost is decreased by 30%. Fixed cost for this one will be 1 lakh and for this one it will be 70,000 Weber. I'm saying the variable cost per unit will be 4 and fixed cost is always calculated in total. You can calculate the variable cost per unit, but fixed cost is always calculated in total. Anyways, that's okay. Anyone else having any doubts? Prashant Kumar, I just saw your comment. Earlier, your comments were not visible. I think some updation process was going on, that's why. I request you guys to please copy the question and the solution. No, Vijay, I can't see your comments. Now your comments are visible. Yes, Mr. Mohammed. I think some updation process was going on. That's why I can't see the comments. Now I can see it. Mr. Prashant, I mean, your comments were not visible. Now I can see it. See, when the fixed cost is decreased by 30%. So 100 minus 30%, it will be 70%. So that's why it is 0.7y. So now I request you guys to please open your study material. I request you guys to please open your study material. I'm discussing illustration number 4. Page number is 14.19. Okay, we'll explain third also. But let's start with illustration number 4 first. So let's start with illustration number 4. PQR Limited. I request you guys to please open your study material, page number 14.19. So PQR Limited has furnished the following data for 2 years, that is 2021 and 22 and 22-23. The sales is given, that is 8 lakh, and you have to calculate the sales for 22-23. The PV ratio is given. So PV ratio in the first year is 50%, in the second year it is 37.5%. So here in the PV ratio is changing. It means what? या तो selling price per unit में कुछ गड़बड़ हुआ है या variable cost per unit में कुछ change हुआ है. Further, the margin of safety is given, the percentage of sales. Now, very important, guys, there has been a substantial saving in the fixed cost in the year 22-23. So it means in 22-23, the fixed cost is also changing. Due to the restructuring process, the company could maintain its sales quantity level of 21-22 and 22-23 by reducing the selling price. So very important, guys. The reason for discussing this question is it looks very easy and simple, but it's not that easy. What's the importance of the language given in the question? That's, I mean, just to make you guys understand, I'm discussing this question. So very important point, guys. There are few points that are given in the question. The first point is very important, that there is a saving in fixed cost. So first point, when comparing the 2 years, that is 21-2 and 22-3, there is a change in fixed cost. There is a change in fixed cost. Second point, it is given that due to the company could maintain its sales quantity level by reducing the selling price. So very important, in year 2, selling price is reduced. Further, the third point, there is no change in sales quantity. The sales quantity in 21, 22 and 22, 23 is the same. So, no change in sales quantity. So, since there is no change in sales quantity and the question is silent about variable cost, so it means, therefore, we can say no change in variable cost. No change in variable cost. Either variable cost per unit or total variable cost. So very important, guys, when comparing these 2 years, very important. The first point is there is a change in fixed cost. Due to some restructuring process, they were able to save their fixed cost. So there is a change in fixed cost. Second, we can see that there is a change in PV ratio. It means what? Either the selling price is increasing or decreasing, or variable cost per unit is increasing or decreasing. Herein the question has clearly mentioned that the selling price is reduced. Now, third point is there is no change in sales quantity. They were able to maintain the sales quantity. So it means what? Therefore, there will be a no change in variable cost. Na to per unit change hoga, na total variable cost change hoga. So now we are ready with the solution. I mean, these are the extracts of the question. So now once you are able to understand the question, you can write the solution very easily. So the first point, they are asking us to calculate the total sales for 22-23. So very important, guys. Let's calculate the variable cost of 21-22. See, my sales is 8 lakh and my PV ratio is 50%. It means my variable cost will also be 50%. So 8 lakh is my sales into 50% is my PV ratio. So my variable cost will also be 50%. So this will be 4 lakh. So 4 lakh is the variable cost of 21-22. So therefore, variable cost of 22-23 will be same. So variable cost of 22-23 will be the same. So herein for 22-23, PV ratio is 37.5%. Therefore, variable cost will be 62.5%. Therefore, total variable cost will be 4 lakh divided by 62.5%. So my sales we can easily calculate. This will be 6,40,000. Now, once the sales is calculated, we can calculate everything. So now we have to calculate. The question is asking us to calculate the fixed cost for 22-23 in value and the break-even sales for 22-23 in value. So very simple, guys. I've got the sales. Now, the margin of safety sales is 21.875% of the sales. So this is my total sales. My margin of safety will be 6,40,000 into 21.875. So this will be 1,40,000. So if we multiply margin of safety sales with PV ratio, my PV ratio in the year 2 is 37.5% will get the profit. So my profit will be 52,500. So now we can prepare the master chart for 22-23, wherein my sales is 640, my variable cost is 4 lakh, my contribution will be 2,40,000. My fixed cost will be my balancing figure. My profit will is already calculated. That is 52,500. So my fixed cost will be 187,500. I can calculate my break-even sales also. That is fixed cost divided by PV ratio. So my fixed cost is 187,500 divided by 37.5%. So my break-even sales will be 5 lakh rupees. So this extracts are the key. Very important, guys. Half of the work is done if you read the question carefully. So these extracts are the key. If you guys have any doubts or queries, you guys can please post your query. See, guys, very important. See, Manohar, very important. Herein, the PV ratio is changing. And further, the question has clearly mentioned that this change is due to change in selling price. So the question want to hint us that the variable cost is unchanged. I request you guys to please copy the solution. Yes, Mr. Raghavan, you can show the break-even sales as actual sales minus margin of safety. Both the approaches are correct. Okay, there is a query from Sanya. Sir, please discuss illustration number 3. So I request you guys to please open illustration number 3. I request you guys to please open illustration number 3 of the study material. So company has a PV ratio of 40%. Compute by what percentage must the sales be increased to offset 20% reduction in selling price? So it's a very easy question. So currently the PV ratio is 40%. It means what? If the sales is 100, then variable cost will be 60 and contribution will be 40. Now the company is saying that if they reduce the selling price by 20%, if they reduce the selling price by 20%, now if you reduce the selling price by 20%, my new selling price will be 80. My variable cost will remain unchanged and my contribution will be 20. Therefore, my new PV ratio will be 20 divided by 80 into 100. So this will be 25%. Now, the point is, the question is asking us that by what percentage must the sales be increased to offset 20% reduction in selling price? मतलब कि 20% selling price कम कर दी, अब sales quantity कितनी बढ़ाएं कि we earn the same amount of profit. So very important, earlier we were earning a profit of 40 with a PV ratio of 40. I'll write it for your reference. Earlier we were earning contribution of rupees 40 with a PV ratio of 40%. Now we want to earn the same amount of profit with a PV ratio of 25%. Now we want to earn same contribution with PV ratio of 25%. Therefore, revised sales will be 40 divided by 25%. So this will be 160. It means the percentage increase in sales will be how much? 160 minus 100 divided by 100 into 100. So if we increase the sales quantity by 60%, if we increase the sales quantity by 60%, and if we reduce the selling price by 20%, our profit will remain unchanged. So this is the solution, Sanya. Again, I'm talking about the change in selling price, not about change in sales. Anyone else having any doubts or queries? We are done with the basic problems. Now we'll be starting with the decision-making part. I request you guys to please post your query. Alternatively, for better understanding, you can assume that let the selling price per unit be 10 and the quantity be 100. Alternatively, you can solve in that way also. Let's say quantity, selling price and amount. Let's say quantity is 100, selling price is 10. So this will be 1000. Variable cost, the quantity is 100. If it is 6, then it will be 600. So thereafter the contribution will be 400. Now in the same way, if we change the PV ratio, then how much quantity we need to increase to get the same amount of profit? Both the approaches are same. So at the end of the day, this is the best way to solve the question, Sanya. You can put the effect of the revised selling price to earn the same amount of profit. Now we want to earn the same amount of profit, 400 divided by 25%. So this will be 1600. So we can say from 1000 to 1600, we need 60% increase in the sales quantity. I request you guys to please copy the solution. You can solve the question using both the approaches, Sanya. Both the approaches are correct. So guys, done with illustration number 3. So let's take a break of 15 minutes. I'll be back after 15 minutes with the next part of the chapter that is relating to decision making, wherein we'll be discussing key factor or limiting factor. So let's take a break of 15 minutes, guys. Edwin sir. Manish sir, are you there? Manish sir, are you there? Anyways, guys, let's take a break of 15 minutes. I'll be back after 15 minutes. Welcome back, my friends. So let's start with the next part of the chapter that is relating to decision making. So let's start with the first part, that is key factor or limiting factor. Now let me discuss this concept with the help of an example. So let's say I manufacture three types of product A, product B, product C. When talking about the selling price of the product A is sold for 100, B is sold for 100, and C is also sold for 100. When talking about variable cost, the variable cost of product A is 60, B is 70, and C it is 80. Therefore, my contribution will be 40, 30, and 20. So I repeat again, guys. We are starting with the concept of limiting factor or key factor. And let's say I'm a manufacturer and I do manufacture three types of product, that is product A, product B, and product C. When talking about the selling price of these three products, it's rupees 100. When talking about the variable cost also, it's 60, 70, and 80. Now, let's say Mr. Vijay is my raw material supplier. Now, due to some strike or lockdown, he says that I won't be able to supply raw material. I repeat again, guys. Mr. Vijay from Chennai is my raw material supplier, and due to, let's say, floods or let's say strike or lockdown, whatever the reason is, he's not been able to supply me my desired quantity of raw material. But somehow, somewhere, he can arrange some very limited quantity of raw material. I repeat again, guys. I'm starting with key factor. This is the data that is available. Now, Mr. Vijay from Chennai is my raw material supplier. Now, due to some reason, he is not being able to supply me my desired quantity of raw material. However, somehow, somewhere, थोड़ा बहुत raw material वो मुझे supply कर रहे हैं. Let's say my annual requirement of raw material is 2 lakh kgs. I repeat again, let's say my annual requirement of raw material is 2 lakh kg, but somehow, somewhere, Mr. Vijay is able to arrange only 60,000 kgs of raw material. So Mr. Vijay is able to arrange only 60,000 kgs of raw material. Even though my requirement is of 2 lakh kgs of raw material, but supplier can provide only 60,000 kgs of raw material. So herein which resources, कौन सा ऐसा resources है जो हमारे पास limited quantity में available है? Very simple, we can call it as the raw material. So herein in this case, वो resource जो बहुत limited quantity में available है, whether it can be labor hours also, machine hours also, raw material also. So the resource which is available in scarcity is what we call as the key factor or limiting factor. So वो resource जो हमारे पास बहुत limited available है, even though my requirement is very high, but it is it is available in a very small, मतलब बहुत कम quantity में available है. So that resource is what we call as the key factor. So जो चीज हमारे पास limited supply में है, that resource is basically the key factor or the limiting factor. So herein in this case, my raw material is available in very limited quantity. Even though my desired quantity is 2 lakh kgs, but it is available only 60,000 kgs. So the 60,000 kgs is my limiting factor or key factor. Now, very important, guys, what will be my motto? My motto will be what? To use this raw material in such a way so that I can get the maximum benefit. I repeat again, since my raw material is in limited supply, so what will be my motto? What will be my object? To use each and every kg of raw material in such a way so that I can get the maximum profit. So herein, since my raw material is limited, therefore my object will be to use raw material in such a way that I can get maximum profit, or we can say in simple terms, contribution. Since my raw material is in limited supply, therefore my object will be to use raw material in such a way so that I can get the maximum profit. Now let's say, since the raw material is available in limited supply, so we will check that how much raw material is required to manufacture a particular product. So let's say information is given in the question as regards raw material required per unit. Let's say A requires 10 kg of material to manufacture a product. When talking about B requires, let's say, 5 kgs of raw material to manufacture a product. And let's say when talking about product C, it requires 4 kg of raw material to manufacture a product. Now, my main motto will be to utilize each and every kg of raw material in such a way so that I can get the maximum profit. So let's say if it is your company, which product will you prefer to manufacture? अगर ये कंपनी आपका होता तो आप कौन सा प्रोडक्ट मैन्युफैक्चर करते? इफ द रॉ मटेरियल इज इन लिमिटेड सप्लाई, हमारे पास कंट्रीब्यूशन है, रॉ मटेरियल कितना लगने वाला है एक प्रोडक्ट में वो भी हमारे पास है. सो यू गाइस टेल मी, आप कौन सा प्रोडक्ट बनाना पसंद करेंगे? विच प्रोडक्ट यू विल गेट, which product you are going to manufacture to get the maximum profit? Waiting for your answers, guys. So I've got answer from Sanya C. So Sanya has posted C. Waiting for your answers, guys. Waiting for your advice and recommendation. Which products we should manufacture so that we can get the maximum profit? Okay, so Shweta also C. Mansi also C. Preeti B. Anandita C. So mostly the students are with C. Waiting for your answers, guys. Yes, Mr. Vijay, Mohammad, Vaibhav, Sai, Divya, Prashant, Mr. Pratna Sarthi, Yashvardhan. Okay, so I've got answer from many of the students. Harish Chander, Sir B, Mr. Nagbala, A, Sanya, A. Sanya, you have changed I think you're changing your opinion. Earlier you posted C, now you're posting A. Ajay Chauhan B, Manohar Yadav B, Abhishek B. So mixed review. Sai Divya A, Mr. Vijay Raghavan A. Yes, Sanya, you are switching to A. Yes, rest all waiting for your opinion. I repeat the question. These are the three products A, B, and C I am manufacturing. My raw material is available in a very limited quantity. My annual requirement is of 2 lakh kgs of raw material. However, it is available only 60,000 kgs. Now, my motive will be to use each and every kg of raw material in such a way so that I can get the maximum profit. Now, out of these three products, I need your suggestion that which product we should manufacture so that I can get the maximum profit. Okay. So those who are posting their answer, do post your explanation also that why we are manufacturing product A, why we are manufacturing product B. So along with your answer, do post that why you are saying A, B, or C. So Vijay Raghavan has posted, since contribution is more in unit A, so A is preferable. We'll go with product B because percentage profit is maximum in product B. Okay. So do post your explanation also. Yes, Mr. Chakravarti, Gomti, I think Yashwardhan. So Yashwardhan Tyagi, your answer is correct. Mansi Sharma. Okay, so C because minimum raw material is required. Yashwardhan because PV ratio and contribution is more. Abhishek, since variable cost is minimum, variable cost is less on A, so PV ratio is more. Sanya, Gomti. Very good, Gomti. Your answer is correct. So now guys, do pay attention. See, as I told you, my object will be to use each and every kg of raw material in such a way so that I can get the maximum profit. So herein, guys, do pay attention. Herein, I am earning rupees 40. In product A, I am earning rupees 40 by using 10 kgs of raw material. It means 10 kg use karte hai, we earn 40. So per kg raw material, how much I am earning? Rupees 4. After using 10 kgs of raw material, how much I am earning? 40 rupees. Again, I want to repeat. Yes, Nancy, mostly in the next session. So again, I want to repeat that my object will be to use each and every kg of raw material in such a way so that I can get the maximum profit. So herein, after using 10 kgs of raw material, I'm earning rupees 40. So for every kg, I'm earning how much? Rupees 4. So this is what my contribution per kg of raw material. Herein I'm using 5 kgs and I'm earning rupees 30. So for every kg of raw material, how much I'm earning? Rupees 6. For C, for 4 kgs, I'm earning rupees 20. So for every kgs, how much I'm earning? Rupees. So when talking about product B, my earning is the highest. That is, for every kg, my earning is rupees 6. So my first priority will be to manufacture product B, then product C, and then product A. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your query. So now your answer is correct, Shweta. Miss Sanya, both the answers were correct. Your A also was incorrect. Sorry, both the answers were incorrect. Or A was also incorrect and C was also incorrect. The correct answer is B. Yes, the correct answer is B. I'll prefer to manufacture B rather than A and C. So if it is unlimited demand of any of the product, see, A has unlimited demand, B has unlimited demand, C is also having unlimited demand. So I will manufacture and sell only product B if the raw material is in limited supply. If you guys have any confusion, then you guys can please post your queries, because this part is very important. Examiner do ask question on this part. Yes, I know, Shweta. I saw your answer also, but your explanation was incorrect. So yes, Nancy, any doubts? Sanya, Abhishek Bajpayee, your answer was correct. Miss Divya, Mansi, Yashwardhan, your answer was correct. Mr. Chakravarti, Abhishek, your answer was correct. Mr. Nagbala, Anandita, any doubts? So we can say if there is unlimited demand, if there is unlimited demand of all the products, then we will prefer to manufacture only product B, because we are getting the maximum contribution per kg of raw material, because हमारे पास raw material जो है बहुत limited quantity में available है. So हमारा motive क्या होगा कि raw material का हर एक kg ऐसे utilize करें so that we can earn the maximum profit. So herein, for every 10 kgs we are earning 40. So for every kg we are earning 4. For every 5 kgs, we are earning 30. So for every 1 kg, we are earning rupees 6. Here in the third case also, for every 4 kgs, we are earning 20. So we can say for every kg of raw material, we are earning 5. So contribution per kg of raw material is highest in case of B. So we will manufacture B only if there is an unlimited demand of all the product. So we can say the first case, if there is unlimited demand of all the products, then we will manufacture product B. So the number of units will be how much? See, 60,000 is the raw material that is available, divided by 1 unit require 5 kgs. So how many units we can manufacture? We can manufacture 12,000 units of product B. Therefore, my contribution will be 12,000 units into per unit I am earning 30 rupees. So this will be 3,60,000. This is the highest contribution I will earn with the 60,000 kgs of raw material. If you guys want to check, you guys can check by comparing with A and B. Let's say if I manufacture A, so 60,000 kgs is available, 10 kgs is the per unit usage of raw material. So we can manufacture 6,000 units of A into the contribution per unit is 40. So this will be contribution. If I manufacture A is 2,40,000. If I manufacture C also, 60,000 divided by 4. So 15,000 units we can manufacture, and the contribution per unit is 20. So this will be 3 lakh. So this way also you can understand that agar B manufacture karte to my contribution is 360. If we manufacture A, my contribution is 240. If I manufacture C, 60,000 is the raw material available. Every unit require 4 kgs. So 15,000 units will be manufactured of product C. And product C, every unit contribution is 20. So my contribution will be 3 lakh. So we can see that contribution is highest if we manufacture product B. A, B, C are the final products. And these products are manufactured using one type of raw material, Sanya. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your queries. Waiting for your queries, guys. Yes, Harish, any doubts? Mr. Nagbala, any doubts? Yes, I got your answer. So the contribution is highest in case of B. Mr. Vijay Raghavan, any doubts? Sanya, any doubts? Shweta, Gomti. This concept is very important. Examiner do ask questions on this concept. Manohar Yadav, any doubts? Avinash Patil, Mansi Sharma. Yes, for B it is 3,60,000, Sanya. For B it is 3,60,000. For A it is 2,40,000. And for C it is 3 lakh. Please recheck your answer, Sanya. Any doubts, anyone? Bhaskar, Rohan, any doubts? Anandita, Vaibhav Sharma. For B, it is 3,60,000. I have already calculated 3,60,000. Now, let's say one more question is given wherein the maximum demand is also given. There is no unlimited demand of any of the products. Let's say maximum permissible production is given, let's say 5,000 units. We cannot sell more than 5,000 units of a particular product. Up till 5,000. So here in Bhaskar Trivedi, the key factor is my raw material. वो रिसोर्स जो बहुत लिमिटेड क्वांटिटी में अवेलेबल है, that is known as the key factor. So the decision, that's why my decision is based on contribution per kg of raw material. Let's say if labor hours are my key factor, let's say if labor hours are my key factor, my decision will be based on contribution per labor hour. Let's say if machine hours are limited, if there is limited availability of machine hours also, so in that case also my decision will be based on contribution per machine hour. So very important guys, जो भी हमारा limiting factor होता है उसके basis पे हम लोग decision लेते हैं. I repeat again, herein my raw material is the limiting factor or key factor. So that's why I have considered contribution per kg of raw material. Let's say if my labor hours are limited, I have limited supply of labor, then my decision will be based on contribution per labor hour. If my machine hours are in limited supply, then very important, my decision will be based on contribution per machine hour. So herein, since the key factor, limited factor, जो है हमारा raw material, that is in limited supply. So that's why my decision is based on contribution per kg of raw material. Anyone else having any doubts? Shweta, any doubts? Sanya, Harish, Manohar, Nancy Saxena, any doubts? Now, here in this case, let's say maximum demand is also given. एक प्रोडक्ट के 5000 यूनिट से ज्यादा मैन्युफैक्चर ही नहीं कर सकते. मैन्युफैक्चर कर सकते हैं, बट देयर इज नो डिमांड ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट्स अबव 5000. सो दिस इज द मैक्सिमम परमिसिबल प्रोडक्शन दैट इज अलाउड. उससे ज्यादा यूनिट्स बनाएंगे तो इट विल बी अ वेस्ट. नाउ द पॉइंट इज how to distribute the manufacturing process. So let's start. So this is my second question. If maximum demand is given. So since my raw material availability is 60,000 kgs, as I told you, my first priority, will be what? To manufacture product B. So what we will do is we will first fulfill the demand of product B. So we will first fulfill the demand of product B. Because we are getting the maximum benefit out of product B only. So we will first fulfill the demand of product B. So maximum permissible production is 5,000 units. And every unit requires 5 kg of raw material. So how much raw material will be utilized in manufacturing product B? 25,000 kgs. So out of 60,000 kgs, 25,000 is gone in manufacturing product B. So it means we are left out with how much quantity now? 35,000. My first priority was product B, and I'll fulfill the demand of product B because 5,000 into 5, 25,000 kgs can be utilized. Still, we have some raw material. Now, my second priority is what? Product C. After product B, the second most profitable product is to manufacture product C. So thereafter, what we will do is we will fulfill the demand of product C. So how much raw material is required to manufacture 5,000 units? Very simple, 20,000. Do we have 20,000 kgs of raw material? Yes, we have. So then we will proceed to manufacture product C. 5,000 into 4. So this will be 20,000. Now we are left out with 15,000 kgs only. We have completed the demand of product B. We have completed the demand of product C. Now we are left out with only 15,000 kgs of raw material. Very good, Mr. Vijay Raghavan. Now we are left out with only 15,000 kgs of raw material. If we fulfill the complete demand of product A, we do require 50,000. 50,000 is available or not? No, it is not available. So 15,000 kgs is available and one unit requires 10 kgs. So at the most of product A, we can manufacture only 1,500 units. So 1,500 into 10. So this is how 60,000 kgs of raw material will be utilized. So now we can easily calculate the contribution. A, B, and C. For product A, we have manufactured 1,500 units. For B, we have manufactured 5,000 units. And for C, we have manufactured 5,000. Contribution per unit is 40. So my total contribution will be. Very good, Hardik. This is the maximum contribution we can get from the available resources and as per the limitations that are given in the question. It's not 15,000, it is 1,500 units. See, Sanya, very important. Out of 60,000 kgs, 25,000 are used in B, 20,000 are used in C. out of 60,000, 25 and 20, 45 are already used in B and C. Now we are left out with 15,000 kgs. Now one unit requires 10 kgs. My requirement is of 50,000 kgs. But do I have 50,000 kgs? No, I don't have 50,000 kgs. I have only 15,000 kgs. So 15,000 kgs divided by 10. That is, at the most, we can manufacture 1,500 units of product A. It is 1,500 units of product A. And to manufacture 1,500 units of product A, we need 15,000 kgs of raw material. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your queries. Bhaskar, hopefully your query is resolved. I repeat again, Bhaskar, herein this rank, we have to fix up the priority order. So what we have to do first, we have to calculate contribution per unit. Then whatever the key factor is, we will consider that key factor and we will calculate the contribution per key factor. So herein my raw material is in limited supply, so that's why I've used contribution per kg of raw material. अगर मेरा लेबर आवर्स लिमिटेड सप्लाई में होता, अगर मेरा लेबर आवर्स लिमिटेड सप्लाई में होता, तो we would have used contribution per labor. If my machine hours is in limited supply, we would have calculated contribution per machine hour. So accordingly, the contribution per labor hour is the highest in case of product B. So this is my first priority. This is my second priority, and this is my 45,000 raw material is the usage of product A and B. 25 plus 20. 25 is used in product B and 20 is used in manufacturing product C. Let's take one more question, wherein if the minimum demand is also given, कि भाई आपको इतना तो मैन्युफैक्चर करना ही पड़ेगा टू सस्टेन इन द मार्केट, टू कीप द होल्ड ऑफ द सप्लायर. So let's say the third part, wherein minimum demand is also given and maximum demand is also given. Let's say minimum demand is also given and maximum demand is also given. Let's say minimum we have to manufacture 200 units of 2000 units of every product. आपको इतने यूनिट्स तो मैन्युफैक्चर करने ही पड़ेंगे टू सस्टेन इन द मार्केट. Yes, Bhaskar, well said that we have to use the yes, we have to utilize the resources which are available in limited quantity in such a way so that we can get the maximum profit. So herein, now the question is like maximum demand is also given and minimum demand is also given. Now very important, how to utilize the raw material. So what we will do is, we will first fulfill the minimum demand. हमसे सबसे पहले क्या करेंगे, minimum demand तो fulfill करना ही पड़ेगा. So we will first fulfill the minimum demand. So my raw material is available. It is how much? 60,000 kgs. Now we will first fulfill. So my raw material availability is how much? 60,000 kgs. Now what we will do, we will first fulfill the minimum demand. Can you guys tell me how much quantity I should manufacture of product A, B, and C? Let's try, then I will discuss. So I want you guys to tell me how much quantity I should manufacture of product A, B, and C if there is a maximum demand of 5,000 and minimum demand of 2,000. Waiting for your answers, guys. Okay, so I've got answer from Hardik. Very good, Hardik. All the answers are correct. Yashwardhan, please recheck your answer. I think you made a mistake. Let me check again. So Yashwardhan, there is a mistake in your solution. Please check, Yashwardhan, your answer is incorrect. Hardik, Gareja, your answers are correct. Very good, Hardik. Please recheck your answer, Yashwardhan. Sanya, do post the final answer. Your answers are incorrect, dear. You have to post that how many units we should manufacture of product A, B, and C if the minimum demand is of 2,000 units and the maximum demand is of 5,000 units. It's a very easy question if you are thorough with the concepts. Again, no, there are no formulas in cost accounting. Focus on the concepts. That is the key. आप ये सोचिए कि if it is your business, what you will do, you will be able to solve any question. Don't think that it is a practical problem. Just understand, try to solve the question that, if it is your business, how you will deal with it, then only you will be able to solve the questions very easily. So yes, Shweta, waiting for your answer. Mr. Vijay Raghavan, waiting for your answer. Okay, so I've got answer from Anandita. So A is correct, B is correct, C is incorrect. Anandita, C is incorrect. Manohar, A is correct, B is incorrect, C is incorrect. Vijay Raghavan, A is correct, B correct, and C correct. So Vijay Raghavan, all the answers correct. Hardik, all the answers are correct. Yashwardhan, A is correct, B is correct, C is incorrect. Anandita, again, C is incorrect, rest everything correct. Shweta, please recheck your answer. A is correct, B and C are incorrect. Vijay Raghavan, all the answers are correct. Very good, Vijay. Okay, so Mr. Chakravarti, Are yaar. The incorrect answer, what I'm getting from all the students is same. So A is correct, B is correct, and C is incorrect. So Sanya, now this time all the answers are correct. Very good, Sanya. So A, B, C, all three are correct. Yes, Avinash, Manohar, Bhaskar, Nancy, Mansi, Gomti, Mr. Nagbala, Preeti Khaitan, waiting for your answers. Mohammad Huzair. Okay, so I've got answer from Sai Divya. All the answers are incorrect, Divya. I'm surprised. All the answers are incorrect. So Yashvardhan, please recheck your answer. Manohar, please recheck your answer. Shweta, please recheck your answer. Okay, so I've got answer from Harish Chander. All the answers are correct, Harish. Very good. What I can feel is that, I mean, many students are developing the concepts. So very good, guys. Keep it up. I'm getting correct answer from most of the students. So, Mr. Chakravarti, please recheck your answer. Last 2 minutes for you. Okay, so Soumya, A is correct, B is correct, and C is correct. Very good, Soumya. All the answers are correct. Yes, Preeti, waiting for your answers. Bhaskar Trivedi, Gomti, Abhishek Bajpayee, Ajay Chauhan. Mansi Sharma, waiting for your answer. Okay, so Mansi Sharma, all the answers are correct. Mr. Nagbala, A is correct, B is correct, C is incorrect. Shweta, again, I'm surprised. A is correct, B is incorrect, and C is incorrect. Preeti Ketan, very good. All the answers are correct, my dear. I just want you guys to recalculate those whose answers are okay. So I've got answer from Manohar Yadav. So Manohar, all the answers are correct. Very good, Manohar. Gomti, incorrect answer. All the answers are incorrect, Gomti. So Shweta, please retry. Yashvardhan, please retry. Okay, Yashvardhan has posted the correct answer. So this time it is correct. Sorry. Anandita, please repost your answer. So let's start with the solution. So as and when, if minimum demand is also given in the question, then we will first fulfill the minimum demand. So if minimum demand is given in the question, what we will do, we will first fulfill the minimum demand. So we'll first fulfill the of A, B, and C. That is, we will manufacture 2000 units of A, B, and C. So 2000 into 10 kgs, 2000 into 5 kgs, 2000 into 4 kgs. So 20 plus 10, 30. So we are done with 38,000 kgs. So still we are left out with 22,000 kgs. Of these 22,000 kgs, we will first manufacture product B. Of these 22,000 units, of these 22,000 kgs, we will first manufacture the remaining 3,000 units of product B. So can we manufacture all the 3,000 units? So 3,000 into 5, 15,000. 15,000 is my requirement and we have 22,000 kgs. So we can fully manufacture product B. So herein we'll manufacture the remaining units of product B. That is the remaining 3,000 into 5 kgs. So 15,000 will be utilized. So now we are left out with how much quantity? 7,000 kgs. So now we will check, can we manufacture at full all these 3,000 units of product C? So to manufacture all the 3,000 units, the entire 3,000 units, we need 3,000 into 4, 12,000 kgs of raw material. 12,000 kgs is not available. We have only 7,000 kgs. So 7,000 kg is available and 1 unit require 4 kgs. So divided by 4. So at the most of product C, we can manufacture 1750 into 4. So when talking about the calculation of contribution of product A, B, and C, of product A, 2,000 units were manufactured, of product B, 5,000 units were manufactured, and of product C, 2,000 plus 1750, 3750 into multiplied by my contribution per unit, that is 40, 30, and 20. So my total contribution will be 3,05,000 rupees. So Gomti, all the answers are correct. Now Shweta, all the answers are correct. Very good. So when talking about if minimum demand and maximum demand both are given, our first priority will be what? To first complete the minimum demand, and then we will check. Then we will check how much quantity is available. Accordingly, we will manufacture the product. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your query, giving you 3 to 4 minutes time to copy this entire explanation. Further, I request you to write the notes that what you have learned from this concept of key factor. It will help you while revising for the exams. Those who are appearing in November 2024, it will help you a lot. So do write your comments. Start writing your comments every time once you write the explanation and the solution. So do write, and giving you 3 to 4 minutes time to copy this explanation. Very good, Shweta. Now your answers are correct. If it is 0, then we can't manufacture product C. Bhaskar. Still, we are left out with 7,000 kgs of raw material. That's why I have manufactured 1750 units of product C. 2,000 plus 1750. Those who have any sort of doubts or queries relating to the points I have discussed in marginal costing, you guys can please post your queries. Yes, Yashwardhan, I'll be giving you, don't worry. Further, in a day or two, I'll be uploading the assignment also. I'll try to upload an assignment on marginal costing also. So don't worry, Yashwardhan. Now, let's write few more points. So now, if my limiting factor So if my limiting factor or key factor is raw material, my decision will be based on contribution per kg of raw material. After calculating the contribution per kg of raw material, only we will assign the ranks, that what will be the priority of production or whatever it is. If my limiting factor or key factor is labor hours, again my decision will be based on contribution per labor hours. If my key factor or limiting factor is machine hours, my decision will be based on contribution per machine hours. Now let's say if my key factor or limiting factor is sales quantity, ना तो रॉ मटेरियल लिमिटेड अब सप्लाई में अवेलेबल है, ना मतलब एवरीथिंग इज अवेलेबल इन अबेंडेंट, बट द पॉइंट इज देयर आर रेस्ट्रिक्शन कि उतने यूनिट से ज्यादा मैं माल नहीं बेच सकता. सो इफ माय सेल्स क्वांटिटी इज द लिमिटिंग फैक्टर, if my sales quantity is the limiting factor, very important guys, if my sales quantity is the limiting factor, my decision will be based on contribution per unit. Very important, if my sales quantity is the limiting factor, my decision will be based on contribution per unit. Further, if my limiting factor or key factor is sales value, एक सर्टेन टर्नओवर से ज्यादा क्रॉस नहीं कर सकता मैं अपना सेल्स. इफ इट इज द केस, देन my PV ratio will be the basis of decision. So these are the points you have to keep in mind when talking about first 3 points. It's by default, you can easily identify, but very important, if sales quantity is the limiting factor, then contribution per unit will be the basis of decision. And if the sales value is the limiting factor, my decision will be based on PV ratio. I request you guys to please copy this explanation. I'll guide you, Yashvardhan, don't worry. Mansi, in rare case, yes. I'll check if I can get any question, if wherever, I mean, you are, whatever the situation you are mentioning. If yes, then I'll put up it in the assignment and we'll try to discuss that question. Yashvardhan, I'll be discussing mostly this part in the next session. Don't worry. See, Preeti, key factor का question तभी आता है when the resources are available in limited quantity. अगर resources ही unlimited है तो key factor का कोई problem ही नहीं है, इतना exercise करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है, सारे products आप बना लीजिए. Okay, so Sanya Padke sir, if in question it is said that the sales is reduced by certain percent, then we will assume that the variable cost is reduced. Very important, Sanya. Read the language carefully. If they are mentioning it is sales is reduced by 20%, it means by default variable cost will reduce by 20%. But very important, if it is given that the selling price is reduced by certain percentage, then we will assume that the variable cost per unit is constant. There are two terms, quantity and price. If the quantity is reducing proportionately, if the sales quantity is reducing, proportionately the variable cost will reduce. But very important, if the selling price is reduced, then we will not assume that the variable cost per unit will also reduce. Now, done with this explanation of key factor and limiting factor. So today is Tuesday. I think Wednesday you have a break from costing. And Thursday, Friday, I think one of the faculty will be taking budgetary control. So I'll request ICAI to keep one more lecture on marginal costing, because I want to discuss few past examination questions also in marginal costing. This marginal costing is in finals also. So I'll request ICAI to keep one more session on marginal costing specifically. As far as job costing is concerned, I think you guys can learn job costing on your own, because it is nothing but more or less related to calculation of costing of a job. So if you guys are thorough with cost sheet, you can easily learn job costing. So one more, I mean, that extra session of job costing is not required, but yes, I'll request ICAI to keep a lecture on marginal costing on Saturday, wherein I'll be addressing all your queries on marginal costing, plus I'll be guiding you how to approach for May attempt and November attempt. So till then, I request you guys to solve all the questions of study material except the graphical method. There are few decision-making problems in the study material, but I want you guys to at least approach these problems. I assure you, if you have, if you are thorough with the concepts what I have discussed in marginal costing, you will somehow somewhere be able to solve the questions that are given in the study material. But if you are not being able to solve few questions, don't get demotivated, because I'll be discussing these problems in the next session. So don't get demotivated, but at least approach the problem. एक बार आप try कीजिए question solve करने के लिए. If you are able to solve, then you guys will be more confident कि okay, now we are thorough with the concept. Anyways, अगर नहीं भी हो रहा है तो I am there for you guys. So 1 second, there are a few more. Sani, I'm really sorry. The lecture is already allocated to some of the one of the faculty. So don't worry. If any queries, I'll try to keep a query session before exams. So whatever the queries you have relating to all the chapter, I'll be addressing your query. Don't worry. Further, whatever the difficulties you are facing in any of the chapters, you can write a mail to ICAI. I'll personally respond to all of your mails. Don't worry. To the students specifically who are very much regular in my sessions, don't worry. I'll address all your queries personally in detail. Don't worry, guys. I need to check, Preeti. I'm not updated. I wish I could. I'll request ICAI, Shweta. So, guys, enjoy this break. I'll be back on Saturday for sure. Don't worry, I'll be back on Saturday for sure with either marginal costing or job costing. But I think job costing, I request you guys to try it on your own. You will be able to solve. Don't worry, guys. But yes, marginal costing will surely try to keep a session on Saturday. So till then, I request you guys to solve all the questions. Yashwardhan, as you were mentioning that, sir, what will be the homework? So Yashwardhan, try to solve all the questions of study material as also the decision making questions also, plus type over Google IPCC practice manual. You will get the practice manual and try to solve the questions of practice manual, MTPs, RTPs. I assure you, if you are thorough with the concept, you will be able to solve 80% of the question. For rest 20%, I'm coming back on Saturday. So thank you so much, guys, for your time and patience. Further, I request you guys to share your feedback to ICAI. It will help us to improve, especially me. It will help me to improve my sessions because I try my level best to take care of each and every student and to make sure that her student ko sare concept deeply samajh mein aa jaye. Still, if you need anything else from my side, I'm there for you, but do post your suggestions, your feedback on these lectures. It will help us to improve. So, Anandita, for sure. Thank you so much, Yashwardhan. Thanks for the compliment. Costing is all about concepts. No formulas are there in costing. If you will try to learn the concept, you will find it more interesting. It's one of the most interesting subject of the syllabus. I mean, there are no boring formats, no boring charts. It's all about concepts. And you can apply these concepts in your practical life also. Those who are going for any sort of business or any manufacturing activity, you can apply these concepts, whether it is standard costing, marginal costing, any of the methods you can apply in your business, manufacturing business. So it's nothing about formula. It's all about concepts. So thank you so much, Yashwardhan. I'll try to give you a briefing about job costing also, if the time permits, for sure. I wish I could. Thank you so much, Gomti, for the compliment. So guys, it's already 9:36. Let's meet on Saturday. I want you guys to be prepared for Saturday session. I don't want blank faces. Oh, sir, this, that. Try to solve all the questions of study material and past practice manual. I want all the students to be confident enough to face my session. I'll be putting fresh questions in front of you. And all of you should join that session. For last 15-20 minutes, I'll guide you how to approach for exams. So thank you so much, guys. Thanks for your time and patience. God bless you. Do revise what I have discussed in these sessions. Let's meet on Saturday for sure. Thank you so much, guys.